Once upon a time, I thought I was a great dancer. That's until I saw a video of myself. Let's just say it felt like looking at the sun. I couldn't look at it for more than 4 seconds. That moment in itself proves that the Dunning-Kruger Effect is very real and that my dance teacher was right for suggesting I do a different sport. Think about this. Do you think you are better at convincing your parents to get you something or take you somewhere than your siblings? Think again, when was the last time your parents actually sided with you? My name is Ruvanya, and I am here at American International School, Dhaka, and I will be talking about the illusion of control and the Dunning-Kruger Effect. These days, through videos, comments, and reels, we constantly get bombarded by other people's thoughts and opinions. This leads us to form our own thoughts and opinions on other people's skills, jobs, and so on. Understanding how we form these opinions and thoughts on these skills is more than crucial in a world like ours, especially since you won't want to be stuck doing something that you really don't know how to do, like cooking or coding or debating. The Dunning-Kruger Effect is a sort of thinking error. You learn something, but you don't learn enough of it to actually be able to understand how much more you need to learn. Let's say debating. You might be really good at debating with your friends, your parents, and your siblings. But if you think about it, if you were left on stage with someone like Sarah Paul, one of the best debaters in the world, would you be able to win? It doesn't only go for things like debating, though. Imagine this. You had an exam that you studied so hard for. You went through your notes, you revised, you looked through hundreds of books, only for you to leave the exam hall utterly defeated. You convince yourself that you bombed the exam, and you go home really, really sad, only to receive your results a week later saying you absolutely aced it. Your friend, on the other hand, didn't study that much or at all, and they still left the room feeling like a rock star. Why? They likely were able to answer a few questions really easily and probably gained a sense of false confidence. And because they didn't study, they weren't able to actually gauge how much of a gap they had in their learning. They also went home and received their results a week later and were sadly reminded to study again next time. This phenomenon can be explained through the Dunning-Kruger curve. On the y-axis, you can see people's confidence, and on the x-axis, you can see their competence or their knowledge in a subject. In the beginning, with a bit of knowledge, you can see a peak in confidence. This is because people learn about something, but not enough to actually understand how much you need to know to be an expert. Sooner or later, they learn more about this topic, and there's a sudden dip in confidence. This is because people actually learn more about this skill, and they see how much more they need to know about this topic to be an expert. As there is a slow increase in knowledge later on, there's also an increase in confidence. Now let's talk about being good at something versus being passionate about it. Being good at something means having a natural talent for it. And being passionate about something means you just have a deep love for it. You can be good at something without being passionate about it. And you can be passionate about something without really being that good at it. For example, you might be really good at playing an instrument, and you might not like doing it as much, or you might be really passionate about dancing, and you might hope and pray that no one ever has to go through watching you do it. Another personal example that I have is that when I was younger, I used to think I was really good at drawing figures. looking back, I'd say I specialized in drawing stick figures that look like they've seen me dance before. I eventually did look at myself and improve, so nothing to worry about. Looking at these comparisons and this curve can also tell us why it's so hard to change other people's minds. Our world is like a chamber, and it takes even the smallest whisper and echoes it all throughout. And people catch this echo, and it doesn't matter if they have a degree in the subject or whether they just learned about it. They suddenly feel like they know a lot. This leads to people believing in false health advice and making bad choices when it comes to family or country-related decisions. It doesn't only depend on individual biases, though, when you're making choices. Our choices are also made on something called choice architecture. Choice architecture is how the environments in which your choices are made are structured. This influences everything from what you buy online to what you see in the news every morning. Algorithms on social media sites prioritize showing you what they think you like. For example, you could believe in something after watching a few reels on Instagram, and Instagram's just gonna think, okay, you like this because you watched a lot of reels on it, and it'll keep sending you more of that one perspective your way. Why care about this? The Dunning-Kruger Effect can help you make so many choices that will benefit you. You can develop your lifestyle, your academics, your personal life, anything. And understanding choice architecture can help you understand how information is presented to you, and you can understand other people's perspectives as well. We need to think again about how we see and improve ourselves. It could be when playing badminton. Look at yourself play, and then look at an Olympic level player play. If not, look at someone who made the school team. This not only tells you where you need to improve, but it also develops your humbleness and your humility. Note though that I'm not telling you should beat yourself up every single time you achieve something. I'm just saying you should always remember that there's more to learn. The next time you pick up your guitar and you manage to pluck along to a song and feel like rewarding yourself by watching YouTube for a few hours or eating a piece of cake, take that break, get a reward, but always remember that learning is infinite. There's always more to learn. Look at your guitar teacher or look at the person who inspired you to play, and convince yourself to get to where they are as quickly as possible, or even go further than them. Thank you.